What is up, guys? JGP Aquatics here. I wanted to make this video just to talk about 5 things that I feel are like not really talked about in the hobby. There is, they're pretty simple, but they're just very big, important steps that you have to know. And some people don't really like to tell you this, but as soon as you keep fish for a long time, you will soon realize that all these things are not really true at what they tell you in the fish keeping hobby. So the first one I wanted to talk about is fish only grow to the size of tank. As you know, there are a lot of fish that they sell you at the pet store, which are, an inch, 2 inches big, and they tell you that they're not going to grow as much as you would want them to grow, and keep them in a 10-gallon or a 29-gallon tank, that they're just going to stay that size. And I feel like that's not true. As y'all know, there are plecos, there's cichlids, there's all types of fish that, whether they're in a 29 or 30-gallon tank, they will outgrow that tank in a matter of a year or 2 years. I know plecos are like, they will, if you put them in a 10-gallon, they will outgrow that tank no matter what. Especially cichlids, just big fish that are hardy and just common fish that you see at the fish store. There are some fish that are, with proper parameters will grow to a size, but they are pretty, there's of course some fish that just stay a certain size, probably like a good 5-inch, 4-inch, and those fish are the ones that you really want to go for when in terms of, if you want to put them in a 20-gallon tank and don't want them to grow, probably like a gourami or like a bala shark or something that just grows to a certain size, 6 inches, 7 inches. But more than that, I feel like plecos, cichlids, and there's a lot of more varieties of fish that will outgrow any tank. So that's the first one. The second one is fish don't live long. There are fish that actually people have kept for more than probably like 10, 15 years. For example, flower horns, their lifespan is 10 to 15. If grown correctly and properly with good parameters, you could probably even outgrow them to their 20. So yeah, that's very important to keep in mind. Fish can live a long time just because they're fish. I mean, I really don't see why people think fish don't live long. But the third one is it's fine to keep fishes in a glass bowl. For example, bettas. Bettas are probably the most common fish you see at the fish store, and to me, I feel like they're being neglected, as the fact that people don't put filters in them, keep them in glass bowls. These things are very important with bettas, especially because I know bettas, you could even have them in a planted tank, and they'll thrive and live a very long time. I know people that have had their fish or bettas for like 5 to going on 6, probably even almost 10 years, and the beta's just doing very fine. But that's with a filter, with proper, maintenance, conditioner, all types of things that bettas need to live a long time. So that one is more, I feel like it's more about bettas and goldfish, of course. Any fish needs filters, whether it's those very quiet filters or something like a little small aqua clear, something that filters. Even a sponge filter can even work for a betta. So that's a very big thing. The fourth one is water should be changed daily. Now, as y'all know, speaking biologically, the beneficial bacteria in a tank is of course always going to be either in the water, in the filter, in the side of the tank, and on the objects of the tank. But in terms of water change, water should be changed daily. That's not true. Once a week is perfect for any fish, cichlids, bettas, goldfish. Once a week, every 7 days. I honestly think no more than 2 weeks should be for water change, and that's in any container. I feel like 50 to 60% water change is always good for for any bowl, any tank, whether it's a betta, goldfish, cichlid, flower horn, whatever you want to call it. They are going to need water change, but daily is way too much. You will kill off all the beneficial bacteria, and soon your fish will die, or get parasites, or something's going to happen with his health. So that's very important. Do not change the water daily. Once every week or once every 2 weeks. perfect. The last one is a filter is not needed. That's kind of the same thing with the bowl. Any tank is gonna need a filter, whether it's a sponge filter, whether it's a whisper filter, or any type of filter. I feel like, you know, a sponge filter is a very good filter for bettas. I mean, that's pretty much it. I honestly wouldn't keep any other fish with no filter. That's just me, you know. The fish have to have oxygen, you know, they have to have oxygen level in the water, a water flow, some type of agitation in the water to keep the water moving and flowing, and of course being filtered. So yeah. So yeah, guys, that's just 5 things I wanted to talk about today. I feel like these things are very common, but they're very overlooked in the hobby. People don't really pay attention to them. Until they end up killing a fish, that's when you understand what you did wrong. I mean, I had my fair share when I had, you know, I started with bettas, and from bettas I went to community tank, and from a community tank I literally killed off all my community fish. The only the only fish that I actually have now is Carl. He was probably the only one that survived from the community tank, and I managed to, you know, give him some medicine, and he's still thriving. So, and I know gouramis last about 5 years, so that's pretty good. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. JGP Aquatics, we're out. Peace.